G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be doing my tips for round 1 of the season. Off to a solid start off the back of round 1. 8th out of 28th at the moment. So yeah, 3 out of 5, which was not too shabby. I really wanted to tip the Dogs, and you guys would know, watching back on, that I shied away from it. I still would have backed the Saints in, but yeah, kudos to the Pies for getting the job done. That's a very quick recap of round 0, opening round. All right, now we're going to get stuck into round 1, so a bit of a look at the games coming up and give you my thoughts and feelings on how it's all going to pan out. So we got Thursday night, Carlton and Richmond. This one will be big at the MCG. We know the Blues, well, the Tigers upset the Blues last year after being 41 points down in that second term. Blues went down to the Swans. Big margin in the end. It was a big third term, which blew them out of the water, but they were pretty competitive for the most part and were good in the first half. Just couldn't get on the scoreboard. Tigers haven't played yet. Going to back the Blues in to get the win here. I will go Carlton by 25 points. I dare say they'll respond. Sydney, pretty big team, especially when they're on the go like they were in that third term. And the Blues just couldn't quite get it happening on the score, but I reckon that'll change this week. Their ball movement's definitely changed, and will have them a lot more competitive in games this year. Still think the Tigers will give them a good run, but I expect the Blues to, not fall over the same banana peels that they did last year. And then we go to the Friday night game, which I'll have a bit of a suss at live. We got Essendon and Hawthorn MCG. It's going to be a big game, exciting game coming up. The Bombers, they haven't started yet, so this is their first game of the season, but Hawthorn did lose to the Giants. I think it was about 4.5 goals in the end. Interesting game. Rivals that hate each other. Have to go the Hawks, though. I know they'll respond. They're the better side. Bombers semi-rebuilding. I don't really know what stage of of footy that they're in at the moment, but you would expect Hawthorn to win and win reasonably well. But let's hope it's a nice competitive game. And if it's a close game, even better, because I'll enjoy it watching on at the stands. Okay, now we've got Super Saturday. We've got plenty of games to run through here. We got the Western Bulldogs and the GWS Giants. The Bulldogs, they won, I think it was 5 points in the end against the Brisbane Lions at the Gabba. Great scalp for them. GWS, a really good win over the Hawks, whilst they also had a fair few out. It was a big margin last time they played. I think it was the Dogs by 80-something points thereabouts. So it was a big win. And recent record would suggest that they're in really good stead. So I will go the Bulldogs to start off 2-0. Then we go to GMHBA Stadium down the highway at the Cattery, Geelong and Fremantle. Geelong still in holiday mode, it seems. They got bashed up by the Gold Coast Suns up in Queensland. Freo yet to play, but Geelong definitely fair few cobwebs, few players out, conditions didn't really suit, but Gold Coast were just incredible and their pressure was great. Geelong in this time last year had the Dockers and won pretty comfortably. Dockers do have a few out, Paddy and Cameron back in, which will be good. I don't see it being a comfortable result, but I do see the Cats getting back on track and getting the win. It's hard to tip against them at home unless they're playing Brisbane or some freakish club. But, having said that, I do expect the Dockers to finish top 6 this season, top 4 even if they're fair income with the list that they've got. But Geelong, they find a way to respond. They lose to GMHBA probably twice a year on average, especially with playing 10 games now. So they'd, lose 2, and if they're having a really bad season, it might be 3. I don't think that's going to be one of them. Now we go to the SCG, and we've got Sydney taking on the Brisbane Lions. Sydney had, pretty comfortable win in the end after a really good, solid first half from the Blues. But they won by 10 goals. And then the Brisbane Lions, they went down to the Doggies. Just some poor kicking in the last quarter didn't help, and they kind of let them back in a little bit. But Doggies were just extra desperate and were able to get the job done. Sydney at home's a pretty menacing force, that has to be said, and Brisbane with a few defenders out. I can't remember if everyone was out, but I know McCluggage is out, and I know Andrews is out, and Darcy Gardner I'm pretty sure is out. I've got to double check how the suspensions went, but suffice to say, not many defenders will be there. So if Sydney can win at the contest, they'll be pretty tough to beat. Even still, I was thinking that they're a good chance to win. Doesn't guarantee that they're going to win, but definitely it's a must-win game, especially with some of those stars out for Brisbane. So Brisbane will go 0-2, and they'll find a way to finish top 4, and they'll be fine. So no worries for Brisbane, even if they start 0-4, which is unlikely. All right, moving on to Saturday night. We've got Collingwood and Adelaide. Always a juicy clash, this one. Outside of the qualifying final, it's always under a goal, basically, under that 10-point margin. Adelaide went out in straight sets. They haven't played yet, and the Pies got the win over the Saints. That was 2 goals, so it was pretty close. I think Isaac Rankin's still out, and I still think he is often the reason that they can find a way to win. Again, I'm not exactly sure when he's back, but I don't feel like it's this week. I'll be taking Collingwood either way. So if Isaac Rankin's back, he might be back next week. But yeah, again, I don't look at teams so much. I'm not in the Supercoach universe, so I don't look at every play that's in and play that's out of the respective sides unless it's really notable, which might explain some of my poor tipping at times. Then we go to Sunday. We've got North Melbourne up against Port Adelaide. What a game this will be. North have not played yet, and neither have Port Adelaide. It's really tough. This one. Both teams will be wanting to win this one. I feel like Port normally have a pretty decent run at North Melbourne, whilst it is in Melbourne. I'm leaning towards Port Adelaide just with the firepower that they have. And North still developing, but again, they'll really want to win this game. And I've got to get an upset in here somewhere. So look, I might want to do a turning circle on North Melbourne, but they haven't impressed me so far. They've got a bit of work to do, but I reckon it'll be semi-close. We'll see. Then the next game we've got underway is Melbourne and St Kilda. This one will be at the MCG, the old Nans game. St Kilda, they went down to the Pies by 2 goals. Just couldn't finish off in front of goal. They had plenty of entries, 63 inside 50s, and just weren't able to have a win up front, especially in that last quarter when they were peppering the ball inside 50. Melbourne, I'm pretty sure Cozzy Pickett will be out, and if he was in, I probably would have been leaning towards Melbourne, but with that alone, and you take out Petrarca and Oliver, who are flourishing at new clubs, along with some other changes, just leaning towards St Kilda, but not confident. Melbourne were up by 40-something points at 3/4 time, and that's at Marvel where Saints play really well. So I do have my reservations and little asterisks that Melbourne is potential and likely for an upset here. But the Saints wouldn't want to go 0-2. Last game of the round, People's First Stadium, Gold Coast and West Coast. Wow. So Gold Coast, they took care of Geelong very comfortably. Could have been 100 points. They put the foot on the brake a little bit in that final term and let Geelong sort of make the scoreboard look a little bit more respectable. But it wasn't Geelong's good play. It was just Gold Coast were finished up for the night. So could have been really, really ugly. They won by 56 points. West Coast yet to play. First game of the season for them. This could be 120-point win written all over it. I'll go Gold Coast. Should likely finish top 4 with natural progression. We'll see how that goes. But West Coast, we're talking about top 4 versus bottom 2. So okay, let's have a look at round 1. Gone absolutely wild early. So we've gone Carlton by 25. We've gone Hawthorn, Western Bulldogs, Geelong, Sydney, Collingwood, Port Adelaide, St Kilda, and Gold Coast for the win. And that's where I've gone for this week. Guys, feel free to, and gals, that maybe getting amongst the tipping fraternity, chuck in who you think's going to win over the weekend, and I always love to hear who's your upset for the weekend as well. So definitely pop that through. We'd love to see that. Love the engagement there with you guys. And yeah, really appreciate you tuning in as always. And thanks heaps again for getting along and supporting. Have a good one, and I'll catch you on the next video.